All right, hello. Okay, so this is Kay Cochran with Weird Studio, doing early days here of downloadables from my website. So there we go, weirdstudio.com, WYRD, little staycation project, and little downloadable project. So download it. It usually goes a little faster than that, and print it, and that's that. So comes with instructions, pretty simple stuff actually. I'm going to hit a few points just to kind of enrich it a little bit. Whenever you see on any of my projects, whenever you see the dotted line, that's a fold, and the darker line is the cut. So step one, color your dragon. You guys are probably pretty good at coloring, probably not a problem at all. I'm going to share a few little things. Here's the one I did with markers. I didn't actually fill in all the spaces, kind of gives it a little bit of depth, and uses less ink and less time. That's always good. This one is the traditional dragon, and with a slinky body. So this guy's got a lot of the traditional traits. He's got the whisker of a catfish, the horn of a deer, the snout of an alligator, the body of a snake. They swim through the air rather than flying like a bat, like a Western dragon would. Real quick, dragons in the West tend to be negative things. Not now. We've got How to Train Your Dragon and lots of fun dragons. Traditionally, a dragon in the West was something that took treasure out of the world. It hoarded treasure, abducted a few maidens, and needed to be slain by a hero. Smaug, Tolkien's Smaug from The Hobbit, is a classic example of a Western dragon. Something negative, something that takes from the world, not that gives to it. Eastern dragon, not so much. Very much a guardian, very much something that helps and guards and is a strength and is, of course, good luck. Symbol of political power. The theory is a lot of different crests and totem animals went into the dragon, thus all the different elements that make up the dragon. This one is much more traditional, and I'll tell you how to do this body here in a second. And this guy is an anime version, so a little bit more modern. If you've ever seen Spirited Away, you probably recognize this guy sooner, more or less. If you haven't seen Spirited Away, let's see Spirited Away. It's awesome. Got a little bit of texture on this one. Worked with Prismacolors. So some of my favorite types of colored pencils. And just for fun, one little thing I did with the texture of the body. Took a textured plate, put it underneath, and turn your pencil sideways, and you can get a texture. Just add a little something to that. And so, oops, I'm going to need that guy. Don't need this guy. So I'm going to start with the body of this one. The construction paper is simply glued inside, and sticks are also taped inside. I'll hit that one more time a little bit later. But this one is 4 inches. The body is a 4-inch body. You could conceivably do an accordion fold with 4-inch strips, but it would be a lot of work. If you don't have one of these, it's super helpful, super cheap. This one folds out so I can get to 4 inches, and you can cut the paper using one of these. It's nice to have a scratch paper using extra strength stick glue, a little bit more secure, and you can go all the way to the edge if you have a piece of scratch paper without messing up the stuff beneath it. So 3 of these 12 inch strips. So your average construction paper, 12 by 9. So 3 of those strips is going to make a perfectly good body, and the accordion fold is simply folded over. as neatly as you can. And then flip it. Fold it over again. Oh, and don't leave these unattended and drying out. Fold it over, etc. You start to get the accordion fold. And when you're all done, you can get a full body's worth. Now the slinky fold is a little bit more complex, but kind of fun. Oh, incidentally, I'm going to take just a moment out here. This is the year 2020. So this is coming to you from moderately early days of a quarantine in Eagle County, one of the hot spots in America. And as a side note, the dragon dances often take place during the Spring Festival, also known as Chinese New Year. A lot of people didn't get to use this time to visit friends and family this year. So hopefully next year the dragons will dance, the lions will dance. In the meantime, we'll play with a smaller version. And one more, incidentally, it's not necessarily the year 2020. It's also the year 4718. The calendar in China goes back well over 4,000 years, 4718. And this is also, incidentally, the year of the rat. So there's a cycle of 12 animals. The dragon is one of them. First in the cycle is the rat. So we're at the beginning of one of the cycle. Now, this one, same sort of thing. Glue it together, except you're going to do 4 in all. So it's good to alternate it so that you'll be able to tell where you are as you fold it. That'll make more sense here in a second. So glue 4 of these 2-inch strips. So these ones are 2-inch strips. It says on the paper which size to use. So you have a fairly long one. And you're going to glue, make another group of 4. You're going to glue those 2 together at a right angle. So, leave a little bit of extra. Actually, I was a little stingy, maybe a little bit more than that. And glue it together at a right angle. In this case, the light blue is on top of the dark blue. So I'm going to take the dark blue, flip it over, a little pre-folded there, makes it easier, and fold it down. You may need to take some item and scrunch it down a little bit. And take the light blue, fold it over the dark blue. So it's actually not complex at all. You just have to keep doing it for a while. And eventually, have it all done, and it'll have the accordion folds going on. So once you've got it all done, simply going to glue it to the inside of the head. Pretend that's all cut out. Glue it to the inside of the head. Tape, not glue, a popsicle stick through the head. If you have spent hours making a beautiful piece and you're not going to play rough with it, this is not necessary, but gives a little extra stability. This one is the one that's going to be the handle. It's going to kind of point back towards the body a little bit. You're going to tape both of those in place and either do a couple of loops of tape or some more glue and glue everything together. So, end result, this guy right here with his handles facing in just a little tiny bit so that you've got, I kind of beat up on him a little, so that you've got something to play with and to hold. So there we go, the dragon, for the dragon dance. All right, see you next time.